Well, this was interesting. I think I know what happened. I think I lost a transmission cooler line, and I just basically pumped the transmission dry. I may have redlined it a little bit more than what I wanted, but I was just trying to go, and I really didn't think it was going to be working. The back end didn't really change. Let's see if I can see this on my camera here. This frame rail here got pushed that way just a bit, which actually this tire was straight when I went in, but now it's not. And this one here did get pushed in a bit as well. But other than that, the back end really didn't change, which is nice. Didn't really use the back end though. I used the front end a bit, and you guys were right and I was right. Zero expectations for this Hyundai bumper. What a pile of junk. Frame rail twisted right back on itself how it was when I fixed it. So again, that's another little bit of a letdown. But the subframe did something I've never seen before. It actually split the subframe right there. Kind of weird. The copper rad lasted a full 30 seconds, but what I think took me out, if I can get up here, there is no pressure in these lines right here. These are my transmission cooler lines. They come up and go to my transmission cooler up there. So what I'm gonna have to do, I've already took off all the seatbelts last night at the demolition derby. Just gonna unscrew these bolts for the hood, remove the hood. I'm going to try to put some transmission fluid back into it and see if this thing will try to move. But the wife's already yelled at me, told me, don't take that car apart, don't unload that car, because I want photos. Because if you guys don't know, I won a trophy last night, and it feels pretty good winning stuff. Oh, that was a little bit mangled. There we go. The derby for me really didn't last that long. I think it was one of the fastest heats. I did run full size again, but this time here I was not told to run full size by the officials. I decided to run full size. So the reason I ran full size is, one, there was only, I think it was like 4 W bodies, which was 2 Luminas, 1 Buick Century, and then I think, what was the other one? An Impala. But the Impala was the aluminum subframe, the Buick Century was the aluminum spindles, and the 2 Luminas were pretty good. But I went there, I had 8 friends that we all convoyed together there, all in mini cars. So why am I going to go in the derby with 8 friends where I don't want to hit them? Nope, that's not how I want to roll. I want to hit people full track, full speed, and that's why I went into full size. Only had 2 friends in full size. So I figured that it wouldn't be such like, if the officials called tag teaming, it wouldn't be so bad, I guess, because it would still be hitting each other. But in the mini car, I just didn't want to be accused of tag teaming, because they're all my buddies, and it's hard when you have good friends and you go there and you work together, and it's quite obvious, and didn't want that to happen. So just took myself out of the situation, went full size, figured I had a half decent chance. I wouldn't have done anything in mini car because of how the transmission let go, but to be honest, I'm really lucky I even got second. There was a situation where 2 of us, me and Illumina, were against one wall basically with our driver's side out, and another Lumina came cross-track full speed. I thought he was going to take out my driver's side front end, but he didn't. He swerved and tried to hit the other Lumina in the driver's side front end and the front driver's side strut. A little bit of a miscommunication, and he got that door really hard. They stopped the Derby, and they actually black flagged him for the hit. It was, to be honest, it was just a massive stroke of luck for me, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have got second, because my car was pretty much done at that point in time. But sucks that the door hit was done, but it happens, right? Like, yeah, if you go in the ring as a demolition derby driver, you know that you're eventually going to take a door shot or be given a door shot, or give a door shot, sorry. But, oh well. Well, what we're going to do now is start trying to take this thing apart and see if we can figure out if the transmission's any good or not. I know that I wasn't very nice to it, but I really hope it's not done. Hopefully it's just injured. If I just put some tranny stop slip into it, maybe I can bring it back to life. So this tool has some pretty weird rules that I'm not a giant fan of. Number one is the window mesh. Not a fan. Number two, side window mesh. Not really a fan. I really don't want to do the side window mesh. If there's a fire, I want to get out of this car. I don't want to have to undo clips to get out a side window. The last thing I'm not a fan of is this. They make you cover your whole gas tank with a sheet of steel. Really not a fan with that. But that's done, that's done. The other thing I had to do is I'm not actually allowed to run a transmission cooler, so I removed it. But this is the reason why I lost all my transmission fluid. Where's the rip? Right there. See the rip? Right there, right above my thumbnail. That hole lost all the transmission fluid. So we just did what you're allowed to do there, which is loop your lines. I even looped the radiator lines, because now I'm not even going to bother to pull this front end back out. There's no sense. The bumper's mangled. I did go out and buy some Downy. The car wasn't really smelling very good, so I figured we'd try some Downy in it for the first time. The loop lines will probably keep it together. I'm not really sure on the mixture of this, but I'm probably going to do half the bottle. Oh well, never done it before, worth a shot, right? Now I'm going to drive this off, and then I have to change all the tires, but the main reason I'm driving it off is to make sure this transmission's okay. I was really not that nice to it last night, so kind of filled her back up with fluid. She's over full, but when I drive, hopefully it'll suck the fluid from the pan to the places it has to go. So let's see if this thing will drive off the trailer. Well, I think that went about as good as it could go. Took a couple seconds for the fluid to make its way through the converter, get a little bit of fluid going. I know this transmission is extremely cold, so it's probably going to work the best it's ever going to work right now. But realistically, it just lit both tires up. Backed off the trailer, took a couple seconds. That's what I wanted to see. I want to see this thing come back to life and start moving. So, I'm pretty happy about that. What's the fluid look like now? I don't know, I'm going to have to actually check that. Like, good, with a rag and 2 hands. But, this means now, all I got to do is change this, put my mesh on, and this car should be ready for list tool. And change tires. Yeah, you're not allowed doubles. So, I'm going to put the tires off that car, and there, onto this car. But you know what, after today I think this car will be done. I don't think she'll be very happy after today or tomorrow. Perfect. Let's get some tires swapped out.